Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with Bear River Blogger, and I am back out at the Bear River Bird Refuge for two reasons. Actually, one, I'm actually waiting to see if we get a sunset out here tonight and do a little photography. And the other is I was wanting to do a video on the swans out here. The Tundra swans have moved in the last few days, last week. They've just exploded out here. I think this cold weather's brought a lot of them down, and there are a lot of swans out here to see, but the downside to this is it is fall, it is hunting season, so a lot of the swans aren't in an area we can easily view them because of hunting season. You won't see very many, if any, even on the auto tour route if you go around it because that's all open to hunting. So what I wanted to do is show you where probably the best place to see swans, at least from a distance, is. You're not going to get a very good look at them this time of year. The best time to view them is actually during spring migration in late February, early March, when the ice is just coming off the refuge, and you can usually get some really good looks at them then. But if you want to come see them during fall migration, it's a little bit different. There's two places you can kind of see, but they're both going to need spotting scopes or binoculars. There's one is down on the refuge parking lot where they have their tower, and you can get up and look out over the marsh, and that's a good place to look, but they are a little bit farther away. And the other place is where I'm standing. Let me show you here. I'm actually on Forest Street, and there's just this little white spot where they paved it so you can pull off the side of the road and park. And I'm actually standing on it, and you see up east of there's the Bear River Club, which is that big red barn. I'll zoom in so you can see that. That's the big red barn. That's called the Bear River Club. So I'm just below that on Forest Street, just off the side of the road in this little parking area. And I'll leave it zoomed in. I'm doing it with my phone. And off to the north here, about 150 yards is the Bear River, and then on the other side of that is part the refuge, and then part of it's the Bear River Club, so it's a closed area. That's where a lot of the swans, in fact most of the swans, are hanging out because it's not open to hunting. So the swans know that. If you come across the road here and look, all this area is open to hunting, and there's not much out there bird-wise. There's a couple of ducks and coots out there, but that's about it. But you come back over here, and this is where all the swans are. So if you come stand on Forest Street, and you'll need a spotting scope to get a really good look at them. But I've been watching swans here for about the last 20 minutes, and we probably got about 20 minutes before sunset, and the swans are moving around pretty good. They're staying on the other side of the river, so they're not really coming this way. A little later in the season, when the swan numbers are really just peaking, and we're talking many thousands and thousands of swans, I think 20, 30,000 swans or whatever the number is, sticks in my mind that the number of swans that move through here, a lot of times you'll see them all over the place because they're flying around and get very active as they get antsy to migrate out down to California. So you'll see a lot of swans coming across the road here. So this actually here on Forest Street, I think is one of the better places to come, view the swans, because you can see them fairly close, and you're not going to get any closer than this most of the time on the auto tour, because very rarely do I see any good looks during fall migration on the auto tour just because of hunting season. So, but anyway, I just wanted to show you, if you want to come see swans, this is actually one of the better places that I found, is coming down here on Lower Forest Street and just look at the swans across the river. It's pretty impressive how many swans have moved in within the last week. There's thousands of them out there, and in the next couple of weeks, during the month of November, that number jumps up to many thousands. I think I want to say 20 or 30,000, might even be more than that migrate through Utah each fall. And it's quite impressive when the number peaks. It's just so loud out here during the fall. In fact, I can hear them at night, and it's impressive to hear them so far away, from miles away, with how loud these swans are. But it's kind of frustrating that you can't get that close to them during fall, but it is what it is. So if you want to come see them during this time of year, this is one of the better places to see them from a distance, is here on Forest Street, or go down to the main parking lot and climb their viewing tower there, and you can look out over the marsh and get a good look at them from a distance. Another place you could go is out of public shooting grounds, and that's state land, and we're kind of looking at it right now, but it's 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 miles. It's at the base of that little mountain that you're looking at there on the right side of the screen. You got to go through Corinne and out the highway there. There's a state-owned land that's called public shooting grounds, and a lot of the swans will sit out there in the rest pond, but you won't get very close to them there either. So it's really not worth the drive. This is about as good as you're going to get for the most part for the swans here during fall migration. Occasionally you get on the auto route and see some of them on the outside of the auto route in the closed areas about the same distance, but this is really one of the better places to come see the swans. Is just standing right here on 4th Street, and if you hit it right in the middle of November when the numbers are peaking, you'll have swans flying around all over the place, and it's pretty impressive. So, but that's just something to keep in mind if you haven't seen the swans and you want to come out in the fall. This is about as good as it gets. I'm zoomed in on my phone about three times, so it they are a little bit farther away, but spotting scope binoculars, you can get a good look at them. But I hope that helps. It's let's see, today's last day of October, so November is the best month to come see swans there in the fall. They just peak like mid to late November, and then once it freezes, they usually bail within the next day or so. So we've got probably another month of good swan viewing out here. The next 2 to 3 weeks, it should really get really good out here. So if you're anxious to see some swans, there's a bunch of them getting up right there. This is the time to start thinking about seeing them on the bird refuge. So anyway, if you guys like this channel and you like these little video updates on the Bear River Bird Refuge, feel free to subscribe to our channel here and follow us at bearriverblogger.com, and we will catch you on the next video update.